Welcome back, guys. Time for something a little different. I'll go troll the newbies with my Tiger 2. This thing is one of my other favorite tanks. If you guys have any requests, I might be able to do something, you know? This thing has the top gun for this Tiger, which is actually the best, but sadly it's only got 225 pen. So, yeah. Yeah, I won't go there. It's a decent gun, and with the gun rammer and stuff I do have on it, it's actually pretty good. But aim time, if I didn't have a vertical stabilizer and aim time bonuses, I would be Hertzville. I actually have working on Brothers in Arms for this thing. I'm thinking I actually already have it, possibly. Don't remember if I completed the perk or not. It's been a while since I've driven my Tiger 2. This tank is all about angling. You angle your armor, and you're God. As long as you're not, you know, bottom tank in a tier 10 battle. Now, I'll bounce just about everything they fire at me except from like the RHM, the KV4, the IS6. You know, like the big high explosive shells. They just love not bouncing. I have even bounced arty shells in this dang thing, so yeah. It's one of those tanks where it's kind of got troll frontal armor, but once you get to the side, it's basically dinner. Someone yells dinner, and you know, half your team gets shot. And my team looks like they're already starting to die like flies. This is a pretty standard match in World of Tanks. If you want to have a good rating, you gotta freaking, you know, make sure you're carrying your team as much as you can, because honestly, yeah. I have the upgraded turret and gun.
We didn't penetrate their armor.
That's one thing with this, is you wanna angle your armor as much as you can on this. And you want to provide your heaviest armor towards them at all times if you can. If you can do that, you're golden. And as you can see, I am taking a bunch of pings off my front, my left. That is literally the effects of having this big of a freaking frontal armor. Thing is literally a cannon. As I said, it's got pretty troll frontal armor. If you know how to angle, by God, don't go straight at your opponent. You will get murdered. And if someone figures out where the hell to shoot you, you can start taking some serious damage as well. As you can see, they're trying to track me, and they're basically firing crap tons of shells at me here in an effort to stop me? I don't know. Whatever you want to call that. It just doesn't work on this thing. This thing is literally a tank's tank. You can literally roll across an open field. I don't suggest it. But it deals the damage too. One more shot in that 1S and he's done. This Hell's Cat's starting to feel the love as well. That was my biggest threat. The thing is, with this turret, the front of the turret has the best armor, 185 millimeters. The sides are paper. You don't want to have your turret side on to anyone at all. Otherwise they will pen you. And then you're going to hurt. Bad. It's bad news when they start getting at your turret. Close range. This thing is pretty good if you like to brawl, but again, you gotta watch your flanks at all times. If you can, get yourself in a position where you're not going to have your side wide open to anyone. Or at the very least, make it so that they have to work harder to actually do anything. You know? Make it so that they have to physically come at your front, and this tank becomes good. And that 1S is basically AFK. And I somehow ricocheted off of his ass. Don't ask me.
Enemy armor is damaged.
This is the most painful thing I've ever seen. I'm guessing this guy is either AFK or a bot. And if he's a bot, well, guy, I don't know what to tell you. Your bot has been debotted. This thing's natural enemy is RHMs, or RHMs, I should say. This thing does not like them. It literally gets eaten by them. KV2s are another one that are real good for beating you up real quick. They are real dangerous if, and I stress this, if they're using good old-fashioned HE. Because otherwise they just don't have the pen. And yes, I really do hate shooting a KV2 at 132 health with these shells, because these shells do cost quite a bit. But as you can guess, I just bounced a shell from my teammate off the back of my turret. Which is freaking lucky, because this thing doesn't normally bounce shells off the back of the turret. It's that nice little square hatch in the rear. Now we look at the, well, first let's look at the personal score here. I did good. I mean, I got high caliber frickin' and mastery badge first class. That's not bad. I did some assistance in destroying, you know, a couple times. It's not bad. As you can see, I did the most damage on my entire team. But here's where the real thing comes in. I got a mission reward, okay. But look how much it cost me shooting regular ammo and to repair the vehicle. That's basically that reward for mission completion right out the window. If I didn't get that mission completion reward, I would have got maybe a little over 10k, 10,000 on that whole battle. That's yeah. And did you see the stats there? If you look at it, look at the detailed report. Hits received as a result of splash damage, 0. But look at potential damage received. 3,415. I only have 1,600 health. I took 22 hits, 6 penetrations. Most of those damaged my tracks. There was a couple that did get through. And as you saw, I was down to like 600 health. It happens. Honestly, in a tier 9, tier 8, tier 10 match, you're going to get there. 16 non-penetrations. What can I say? This thing has serious. That's the hull armor right there. Look at that. 150 millimeters of frontal hull armor. The only reason that 150 can bounce that many shells is look at that angle. Bang. And I was angled towards them with my corner on. Also, my tracks ate a lot of their shells because, a little known thing, even though it's got 80 side armor, the 80 armor only counts this section, this upper glacis. This upper side armor. That's the only real 80 millimeters of armor on this upper side of the tank. This little shield here provides a little bit of armor. It provides spaced armor, which is real great versus HE, but it's on the tracks. These tracks provide extra armor as well. They provide 40 millimeters worth of armor. Now that's behind this nice little plate here. This nice little spaced armor bit. That's not much. This really isn't much armor. But these tracks, and then the side of the tank, okay, it may as well be 100 millimeters. But that's basically nothing for, you know, tier frickin' 6s to pen. Tier 5s. That's nothing. I mean, I fear the frickin' 212 pen of the freaking French DCA, I forget what it was, French Arl anyway. The Arl, because it'll pen me from the front. This thing has about 210 to 225, something like that, frontal armor all total. And yeah, I forgot. I do have Brothers in Arms and gun rammer, so it makes my reload much faster. I'm also working on repairs for my crew. Now, this tank is a fun tank to run, but yeah, you gotta enjoy it, guys. This little, you know, like track bits on the turret, that does nothing for you. I mean, it does like 5 millimeters of extra armor, and that's basically pointless at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's just not worth it. Don't worry about it. Compared to the stock turret, okay, it's got 100 millimeters. The upgraded turret has 185. That is a huge difference in tank combat. But the thing is, it's flat. Literally, it is flat. So you don't want to have your turret pointed directly at your opponent. In fact, you want to angle your turret just enough so that you add to your frontal armor, turret armor. But you don't want to get this nice soft 80 millimeters of side armor pointed at them either. You can't. You just got to aim a little away from them. Otherwise, you're going to give them a way too inviting a target. I have penned an E75's frickin' front armor, this little bit here, with my frickin' with the frickin' stock Tiger, well, not the stock gun, but the Tiger 1 gun, essentially. I have penned that little bit around the gun mantle there, and frickin' done damage. That is a weak point, literally. If you hit that flat armor, bang. And as I said, this little hatch here, this is the weakest part on the turret right there. If you cannot pen anywhere else on this entire turret, which I really can't believe, because honestly, if you only have 80 millimeters of penetration, why are you in a tier 9 game, tier 8 game? If you only have less than 80 millimeters of penetration, a guaranteed weak point is this hatch right here. Just shoot it. If you can't hit that, well then I'm sorry, you're screwed. But yeah. Also, this little hatch here is a weak point. Fun tank, love it to death. I'll cut this short, but one other thing I should mention, it's almost got a 400 meter view range stock. So honestly, you can throw like coated optics or binocs on it, but I don't think you're going to be sitting still very often. So my thought is, throw a gun laying drive and a gun rammer on it, and you should be golden. But that's me. If you guys have any comments, questions, you know, whatever, please like and subscribe, and I'll post more of these videos. If you have any requests, just give a shout. I have a couple other videos out of World of Tanks. I will be posting more as I go. Yeah. This has been fun. And yeah, you guys have a good one.